This is Nightly Business Report with Sue Herrera and Bill Griffin.
Oil slick. Crude prices fall to a one-year low as pressure builds on OPEC to cut production.
Deck the malls. Black Friday deals draw big crowds even as more shoppers move online.
Real estate rush. As Amazon's two new headquarter locations open, potential buyers are hoping to get in before prices get out of reach. Those stories and much more tonight on Nightly Business Report for Friday, November 23rd.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome and happy Friday. The decline in oil prices steepened on this holiday-shortened trading session, but we are going to begin tonight with the stock market. The S&P 500 closed in correction territory, meaning it is down more than 10% from its September closing high. That drop in crude didn't help. It pushed energy stocks lower, which proved to be a drag on the broader market. By the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 178 points to 24,285. The Nasdaq slid 33, and the S&P 500 was down 17. It was a rough week for all of the major averages. In fact, it was the worst Thanksgiving week decline for the Dow since 2011.
And you could probably guess this. Chevron and Exxon were the two worst performing stocks in the Dow today. They were pushed lower by the price of crude, which settled down nearly 8% to its lowest level in more than a year today. It's now lost about a third of its value just since its most recent high back on October 3rd. The concern is not so much a surge in supply, but it's about fears of a global economic slowdown as well, which would soften demand. Jackie DeAngelis takes a look at the forces at play in the oil patch.
The oil plunge has taken some investors by surprise. The first drop of about 20% came when the Iran premium came off the table. But now prices keep sliding because the fundamentals are kicking in. U.S. output stands at 11.7 million barrels a day, the highest in years. OPEC output near 33 million barrels a day, also at recent highs. The only problem is demand forecasts aren't holding up as the market is questioning how strong the economy will be in 2019. Another factor, OPEC. Producers will meet in Vienna on December 6th. There's been some chatter that they may cut production to shore up prices. But would a cut from an inflated base make a meaningful difference? It's a game that OPEC has played before. One bright spot to the slide, lower gas prices. The national average for a gallon of regular is $2.58, according to AAA. That's down 26 cents from last month, but still higher than this time last year. A quarter saved per gallon for, say, a 16-gallon tank on average is about $4. It does add up, but is that a big enough savings at holiday time to get shoppers spending significantly more? And with oil dangerously close to 50, the 40s could be in the cards again soon. There will be a point where low prices hurt big oil more than they help the economy. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Jackie DeAngelis.
Today marks the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season. Black Friday, the day on which retailers have traditionally made enough sales to put them in the black for the year. The National Retail Federation predicts that billions will be spent over the next few days, both online and in stores. And Courtney Reagan is monitoring the crowds looking for those bargains at the mall in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Hi, Court.
Hi, Sue. Here at the mall, traffic has only picked up as the day has moved forward, and that's despite those doorbuster deals being offered on Thanksgiving evening at department stores and big box retailers. Black Friday is expected to be the busiest day of the weekend on the busiest weekend of the year for retail. Deloitte says 70% of Americans will shop at some point this weekend, and of that 70%, more than 80% will shop today, in-store, online, or both. In fact, we spoke to many shoppers who may literally be shopping until they drop.
We went home, we slept for about 4 hours, and we left to get at 5:30 this morning. We've been here since. We're leaving this mall, Woodbridge Mall, and we're heading to Menlo Mall after this.
Yeah. Okay. What about Bed Beyond?
Bed Bath & Beyond and anything else that we could stop at today, yes.
We went to H&M, went to Forever 21, Victoria's Secret. I think we're going to go home first and drop off the bags, probably eat something, all the leftovers from yesterday, and then we'll probably think about it to go again somewhere else.
MasterCard Spending Pulse says $23 billion could be spent on this Black Friday, $2 billion more than last Black Friday, and 40% more sales volume than an average day during the holiday season. Online, a very big part of this. It's estimated that Thanksgiving Day set a brand new record as the fastest growing retail day for e-commerce to date. Sue, back to you.
Thanks so much, Courtney. Courtney Reagan in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
And of course, one of the biggest challenges facing traditional retailers this time of year, it's Amazon. As Julia Borston reports, the e-commerce giant is forcing stores like Target to come up with new strategies.
Target gave shoppers a jump on Black Friday by opening stores on Thanksgiving. The key to keep registers ringing over the holiday weekend? New strategies that integrate Target's digital offerings and in-store presence, catering to shoppers who want both options.
I think online's the best option. It takes away traffic and wait times and parking spaces and all that stress and hassles.
I like to come to the stores just because it supports the stores, and I kind of like the chaos that's in there. And sometimes I'm not a fan of ordering stuff online.
For the first time, Target is offering Drive Up, a free same-day service enabling guests to have items they've ordered that day brought to their car in the parking lot.
We think Drive Up is a great way to use your existing stores and merge stores and e-com. You know, we think there's a number of consumers that actually don't find delivery to be more convenient. They pass by a Target store or a Walmart store to and from work, to and from school, and so Drive Up can actually be a very, very convenient way for the consumer to shop.
And Target's new Skip the Line technology enables guests to check out with a Target employee from a mobile device anywhere in the store. This bolsters Target's battle with Amazon, which is expected to dominate about half of all e-commerce sales this year by highlighting the convenience of Target's brick-and-mortar presence while also eliminating the hassle. And when it comes to e-commerce, to step up competition with Amazon's free shipping for Prime subscribers, for the first time, Target will offer free 2-day shipping on thousands of items, with the option of same-day delivery in as little as 1 hour through Startup Shipped. And in-store, Target is shining a spotlight on its best deals, including an expanded focus on toys with double the number it had last year.
Target's actually my store. I always come here and I get all my things here. So now that they have a little more toys, it's nice. And that they remodeled the store, that was a big plus.
Target's also relying on the likes of 15 TVs under $300 and half off select video games to draw shoppers. But analysts say all of Target's investments to get shoppers in the store and clicking online could ultimately be a drag on profits, at least for now. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Julia Borston in Los Angeles.
Target isn't the only retailer with a new strategy. Consumer electronics store Best Buy is aiming to be a one-stop shop. Frank Holland is in Deptford, New Jersey.
To get these hot Black Friday deals, many waited in the cold outside this Best Buy in New Jersey.
Get out, get the experience, socialize a little bit. I know it's gearing towards everybody staying home, but it's still nice to get out and see the crowds,
John Noon coming for a flat screen, leaving with a 55-inch and a sense of satisfaction.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Best Buy executives say home devices like this one from Google will be among their best sellers. Also, flat screen TVs like this one from Toshiba with the Fire TV included, and of course, video game systems. This Nintendo Switch is one of their Black Friday doorbusters.
Cyber Monday is also pretty good, and but I also like to put my hands sometimes on the product and touch it. That's why I like coming to the stores.
The big box retailer is also focusing on toys for kids, from Barbies to LOL dolls to Nerf.
I can't wait for him to open it on Christmas Day.
Moms like Alicia Sharp are finding a lot of what they bought at Toys R Us before it shut down.
I really miss Toys R Us. I'm usually there first thing Thursday, but without them, I'm doing alternate and came in for something else, saw the toy section and utilized it.
Best Buy, like many other retailers, opened on Thanksgiving, catering to people who were hungrier for deals than turkey.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to buy something and get something on sale.
Consumer confidence took a recent dip, according to a recent study, but remains at historic highs. People here say they are ready and willing to spend.
I got a credit card this year. I'm spending more than ever.
The market is going down right now, but still, I'm still spending stuff. It's Black Friday, so why not?
For Nightly Business Report, Frank Holland in Deptford, New Jersey.
Well, let's break down the potential real winners and losers this holiday shopping season. Joining us is Charlie O'Shea, who's celebrating 16 years as a retail analyst at Moody's Analytics.
Congratulations.
You were just telling us that.
Thank you.
Everybody measures foot traffic. You were out doing channel checks as well, but is that a realistic measure when we consider how much money has already been spent online as well?
We have to get away from looking at the comp of Black Friday year over year, looking at foot traffic. The season gets longer and longer every year. I'm starting to use Halloween as my opening day for the holiday season, given how the promotional cadence has been working. And as you start moving online, you're going to see less people in the stores. That's okay. We're more focused at Moody's on operating income growth, not just sales. So we want to see what you put in the bank. If you get a sale, it doesn't really matter anymore where it comes from. If it comes from online or if it comes from the store, you just want the sale. And we've seen that with Best Buy. Best Buy's online revenues have started to contract a little bit, but the top line's still growing. So they're becoming more agnostic as to where that sale gets made. And with all the online investments you're making, that's exactly the mentality you have to have.
So they are buying.
Yes.
They feel better about the economy. So who stands to benefit from that?
The big four in my portfolio, obviously, Walmart, Target, Amazon, and Best Buy. Holiday is an electronics type season for the most part. They've all got massive shares in the consumer electronics space. On the other end of the spectrum, on the department store side, Nordstrom looks really good. Macy's is performing well. Dillard's is, we have Dillard's with an investment grade rating, which is meaningful for a department store. The other end of the spectrum, I think you're going to go there next, is, who's suffering? The lower end of our rating category is really suffering. I mean, those are names. Well, Sears isn't there anymore because they're in bankruptcy, right. But Neiman Marcus is down there, J. Crew's down there.
JCPenney maybe?
Penny is just a notch above, but these are all companies that could really use good holidays.
Really? PetSmart? Everybody loves their pets.
The pet space is kind of under siege right now. Mickey Chada covers pets for us. And you've got online as a big player there. And Walmart's got a massive pet business. And, with Walmart, people kind of forget about Walmart in some categories, but Walmart's always had a strong pet business. Amazon is moving heavily into pet.
Quickly, each of our reporters we just had here highlighted toys at various retailers. They're all trying to pick up the Toys R Us business as they went out of business.
It looks like Amazon, Walmart, and Target will carve up the lion's share of that
Best
business.
Buy's in there too.
And Best Buy, Best Buy's had that video business for years and kind of dabbled in toys. This year, doubled down a little bit. Makes a lot of sense given the dynamic with toys out of the market. So that'll be interesting, and that's something we're paying a lot of attention to as well.
Fascinating.
Charlie O'Shea with Moody's Analytics.
Thank
you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks.
I know you'll be busy channel checking.
Yes, I will be. Thank you.
See you later.
Still ahead, driving off with a deal.
It's not just Black Friday at the malls, it's also Black Friday in auto dealerships, a crucial day for a big end-of-the-year push in the auto industry. I'm Phil LeBeau. That story coming up on Nightly Business Report.
Nissan has ousted Chairman Carlos Ghosn. Ghosn has held that position since 2001. As we reported, he was arrested Monday in Tokyo for allegedly falsifying financial information. Other reports say Ghosn used the Japanese automaker's money to buy personal homes and to pay his sister for consulting jobs that she did not perform.
Now, while Black Friday is huge for retailers and malls, obviously, it has also become almost as important for auto dealers. In fact, November and December are now two of the biggest months of the year for sales for them. And that's the case again this year, even though buyers are finding fewer deals. Phil LeBeau is in Lisle, Illinois for us.
Break out the bows. The holiday sales season is revving up at auto dealerships. And this year should be a busy one, starting with Black Friday.
What we normally see when it comes to Black Friday deals is we just see this really just like pinpoint laser focus on just that weekend. But what's happening now is we expect to see these deals go out through the end of the month. and in some cases into December, which is actually going to give us a little bit more top shopping time.
This year, buyers are looking for bigger rides. Pickups and SUVs remain red hot, thanks in part to automakers offering more models to choose from, and because gas prices continue to move lower, now well under $3 a gallon. But are buyers getting special holiday deals this year? It depends on the model. If it's a car or a sedan, expect heavy discounts. Maybe not as much for popular crossover utility vehicles. And while there are some ads for 0% financing, the reality is higher interest rates means it costs automakers more to write a loan at 0%.
Manufacturers are pulling away from that, and instead they're offering cash rebates or discounts, things like that. But we are seeing noticeably less 0% offers than we have in the past.
With the strong economy and high consumer confidence, buyers are looking to bring home a new ride for the holidays.
If the holiday sales season is as robust as automakers and auto dealers are hoping, then 2018 sales should top 17 million vehicles. That would be the fourth straight year it has happened, something we haven't seen before in the United States. Phil LeBeau, Nightly Business Report, Lisle, Illinois.
China gives conditional approval to a big industrial merger, and that is where we begin tonight's Market Focus. United Technologies received antitrust approval from China for its $23 billion purchase of Rockwell Collins. As with U.S. and European regulators, China is asking for United Technologies to sell off certain assets. United Tech rose 2.5% to $129.04. Rockwell Collins was up 9% to $141.63. Tesla is cutting the price of its Model X and Model S cars in China. The discount will be between 12 and 26%. The decision comes amid those severe trade tensions between the U.S. and China. In a statement, the electric car company says it is absorbing part of that tariff to help make its cars more affordable. China, as you may know, is the world's top auto market. Shares rose about 4% to $325.83.
Visa and MasterCard have reportedly offered to trim merchant fees in Europe for card payments by tourists. According to Reuters, the payment networks are said to be trying to avoid fines related to an antitrust investigation over there. Shares of Visa fell 1% to $132.87, while MasterCard was down more than 2% to $182.60. And the CEO of Overstock is telling the Wall Street Journal that he expects to wrap up a sale of the company's retail business by February. Although he did not name any potential buyers, Overstock is going to shift its strategy and focus to cryptocurrencies and a new blockchain trading system. And that sends shares of that small cap up 23% today to $20.93.
Time for our weekly market monitor who likes stocks that are somewhat immune to trade tensions. He is Oliver Portia, Chief Market Strategist at Bruderman Brothers. Welcome back, Oliver. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. Good to be back.
So you say lower trade sensitivity, diversified revenue streams, and low cyclicality is kind of the broad brush for these three picks, correct?
Absolutely. So we're in a tough market. We've seen it throughout October and November, and so you want to be a little bit defensive, but that doesn't mean that you have to, go away and go into cash. There's plenty of opportunities, especially after the sell-off.
All right. So let's the top retail pick that you have, because it is the season, is Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. So retail is far from dead, and we're seeing some tremendous early numbers for this big shopping holiday weekend. And Amazon is the big winner there. And after being sold off by over 25%, along with the rest of the FANG stocks, this is both a value play as well as a retail play and a growth story. And we love it for a long-term basis.
You have a growth and income play. That would be Verizon, pretty rich dividend, 4% right now.
Yeah, solid dividend, solid balance sheet, good growth prospects. Telecom, especially with 5G coming around the corner over the next year or so, are going to be tremendous. The telecom sector as a whole has underperformed, but Verizon has shined and really done well, and we think that's going to continue. So for a little bit more growth-oriented, income-oriented investors, Verizon plays well.
And here's another telecom pick, but it's a top dividend pick, and that is BCE Group.
Yeah, it's Canada's largest media company and telecom company, 5.5% dividend, slow and steady. Again, this is probably the most conservative of the three stock picks that we just reviewed. If you're looking for yield and are going to own the stock for several years, BCE is a terrific play.
And again, to emphasize, you're looking for companies that you feel can weather whatever is coming here in terms of a growth slowdown, rising interest rates, tariff wars, things like that. Is that the idea?
Absolutely. So we want to somewhat be immune. We want to be anti-cyclical. We want to look. No one is predicting that the U.S. economy or the world economy are going to come to a screeching halt, but a slowdown is fairly evident. The trade war with China is going to be an issue well into 2019. There's potential issues with Europe, so you want to kind of insulate yourself from all these things as best as possible. And given the recent sell-off, these are three names that can do that for you.
On that note, Oliver, thank you so much.
Thank
Oliver
you.
Porsche with Bruderman Brothers.
Well, the housing market may be cooling in many parts of the country, but there are two major exceptions. That would be Long Island City, New York, and Arlington, Virginia. And it's all thanks, of course, to Amazon's recent announcement that it will locate 2 more headquarters in those locations. And it didn't take more than a minute for real estate demand there to skyrocket. Diana Olick has details.
So this entire cube is sold out.
At a brand new condo tower in Long Island City, New York, throngs of buyers from far and wide swarmed this Sunday open house.
The numbers have really, quadrupled just because of the announcements and location of this building.
Investors and potential residents alike were hoping to get in before prices get out of reach.
I think they're inflated now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think things are going up tremendously.
Yeah.
In fact, some developers even delisted several units, waiting to reprice them later when they see the new demand. Real estate agent Patrick Smith saw it happen in a matter of minutes.
It was like a switch. Someone just hit a switch, and the market went from a buyer's market to a seller's market overnight.
Because agents and owners saw what Amazon did for Seattle's housing market.
In many locations in Seattle, the median home price doubled. So everyone's looking at that, both home buyers, developers, investors, and they're trying to figure out, how much money they're leaving on the table if they sell now rather than waiting.
On the Tuesday that Amazon made its announcement, traffic on Realtor.com's website jumped over 200% for both Long Island City and Arlington, Virginia.
The news broke, and we woke up to so many messages from investors about inquiring about Long Island City.
And while there is a lot of inventory in Long Island City, supplies are lower in the D.C. area, especially for single-family homes. And real estate agents say potential sellers are not jumping to list their properties. Instead, they're waiting to see prices move higher first.
I do see a possibility there could be a shortage of homes. Right now, at a 3-month supply, we don't have an abundance of homes available.
So as demand suddenly jumps, Lagos expects prices to follow.
The sellers are going to get back in the driver's seats again.
In other words, unlike shopping on Amazon itself, buyers will not see many bargains. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Diana Olick in Washington.
And coming up, small business hopes for a very big Saturday. Tomorrow is expected to be a big day for mom and pop retailers. Small Business Saturday, as it has become known, is estimated to bring in billions of dollars each year for Main Street's independent retailers and restaurants. Kate Rogers has more.
So some of these are our biggest sellers.
For Mackenzie Farquay, there's nothing small about Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday is our busiest day of the year.
The American Express-sponsored holiday, now in its 9th year, is sandwiched in between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, encouraging shoppers to get out to support their local retailers, restaurants, and more, both in person and on the web. Farquay has been participating since the start and says nearly a decade in, there's barely room to stand in her Queens, New York retail shops on Small Business Saturday. In fact, that single day accounts for 8% of her overall holiday season sales.
I think people in this neighborhood especially are trained to know, like, this is the day you come and support small businesses. So they're not only coming to do holiday shopping, but they want to be here to support us. It's really about the show, and it's hyped.
More than 80% of consumers say they plan to shop small this year, either in person or online, according to data from American Express and the National Federation of Independent Business. And last year, customers spent some $13 billion on Small Business Saturday. E-commerce platform Etsy is known for connecting shoppers with its 2 million small business sellers online. This year, it's bringing the shopping experience to life with pop-up shops in cities across the country, as well as marketing its online shops.
Small Business Saturday is a great chance to drive awareness and keep small businesses top of mind. You know, mass retailers play a great role in convenience and price, but when you shop from a small business, there is a story behind what you're buying, and it's so much more personal and thoughtful, especially for the holiday season.
Dog products brand Crew La La makes bow tie collars, leashes, and more, giving back a portion of its profits to animal rescue organizations. The Etsy seller retails online and in person at its Charleston, South Carolina storefront. For the past 5 years, Small Business Saturday sales have doubled.
Oh, good girl! 40% of our customers from Small Business Saturday were first-time customers. Of that 40%, 65% actually turned into returning customers. Having a day that really shows the support to the community is really inspiring. It helps us, kind of fuels us for the rest of the year.
For Nightly Business Report, I'm Kate Rogers.
And you can read more about Small Business Saturday on our website at nbr.com.
Before we go, here's a look at the final numbers on Wall Street. The Dow fell 178 points. The Nasdaq slid 33. S&P 500 was down 17. All of the major indexes were lower for the week. And that will do it for us tonight. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Sue Herrera. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Bill Griffith. Is it the weekend already?
It is.
Well, have a wonderful one. We'll see you again on Monday.